Hey, 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 what's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all up in the house. What's up, Julie? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Sun King, what's happening? So, Eden Ramen, greetings, greetings. Good to have you guys here. So, we'll be kicking things off here in just a little bit. Got my moderator extraordinary to my aunt. Julie is here, so thank you so much for being here, Julie. Darian Coleman, what's up, man? How you doing? Rhonda, how you doing, sister? How's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. All right, Woods Body Goods, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Let's see, I got people here calling me. Gotta wait. Love JJ, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Love JJ is here, holding it down. Darian Coleman says, I'm here for now. Darian Coleman, you need to change your name, brother. I'm going to call you Eeyore. I'm just messing with you, brother. I'm messing with you. It's all good. I know we go through our times. That we do. Let's see here. I see Emily Knowles. Hello. Let's see. Anisha Harris, how you doing, sister? Good to see you. Good to see you. Steven, what's going on, man? How you doing today? Good to see you. So we'll get rolling here in a little bit, guys. Esoterica, greetings. Free Trader, hello. Sorrel Holly, how you doing? Let's see. Darian says, Eeyore better call me Eon. Now, Eeyore's the little donkey on what is it? God, what's that? Winnie the Pooh. Always walking around, has that cloud over his head. Oh man! All right. Let's see. Yes. Lothario Cartwright, hello. See Evan Robinson, good to see you. Let's see. Darren Coleman says the one. Okay. All right. I got you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, the little donkey on Winnie the Pooh. He always walking around like, oh, it's a great day. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's what Darian in those comments. He cracks me up sometimes, but it's all good. See Renee Johnson, hello, good to see you. Sandra, good to see you. Sandra said just had a birth chart reading by Voche. Said it was amazing. All right, way to go. Excellent. Laverne Ward, greetings. And let's see, Empathic Starseed, glad to have you here. Let's see, Sun King, what up? And Ayu Bolofo, South Africa in the house. All right, South Africa. And Felicity, what's that? Flint City Claus, how are you? Good to have you here. All right, then Venus Black is here. Good evening, Venus Black, how are you doing? Sin Summer, hello, Sin Summer. Dante Fain, how are you? Lucifer 666. Oh, we got Lucifer in the house. Whoop whoop. Lucifer. Oh, let's see here. Your moon sign is Capricorn, Rhonda Gregg. Oh, that means you're a Cancer with some expensive taste too. Miguel Parsons, how you doing, brother? Good to have you. Information for your relations. Hello, how are you? From Virginia. So Virginia. All right. Venus Black, all is good. You know what? I figure if I wake up breathing, I can handle anything else after that. Now, if I wake up and I'm not breathing, we got some trouble. For real. Oh, all right, Even Robinson. Thank you for that gift, brother. Thank you pretty much. I definitely appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So he said, I've gotten a lot of value from your content, brother. Much respect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Jocelyn C. Hello, how are you? And Jamila Peter. Hello, how are you doing? Crystal Clearwater. Hello from the Bronx, New York. All right, New York in the house. Arizona from Small Community in the house. All right. Good to have you guys here. Good to have you guys here. Satan is really the Lord, nature of God, or you. You know what? That's actually right. That is a symbolic meaning, Darian. You are right on point. What's going on, Crystal Bouchard? All right, families in the house. Families in the house. Good to see you guys. All right. Well, we'll get this party going. So, as usual, I'm Reginald Kuakaru, and I am the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. So, I'll be your host tonight, and then I have my amazing moderators, Love JJ and Arit Maat, and they'll be doing the moderators. So, make sure, guys, you are when you're in the house here, it's going to be a positive experience. If you're negative, all this bringing a lot of drama up in the house, you're going to get bounced, because this is about positivity. This is about creating our world of knowledge, of love and peace. That's what it's about. So you want to start some? Don't start none, won't be none. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, so also, so you guys, you see what Evan did earlier. He gave $10. If I say something of value for you tonight, and you want to give and you want to prime the pump, then please go ahead and give. It's definitely appreciated. You guys showed out on Saturday, man. It was like, wow, people were giving left and right. I sure do appreciate that. And that lets me know, that there is an appreciation. And I appreciate the support. I appreciate the subscribers. But guys, it takes it to another level when you give, and I really appreciate that. So most definitely. I have my class that basically is teaching you about African spirituality. So when I say this class is not a history class. So I know a lot of people say that they're going to teach you African spirituality, but it's more, they center more around the history, about things. This is actually teaching you the ideas about spirituality and how you connect, how you raise your consciousness, how you elevate to your soul and use your soul for guidance. So this class is not just about history. It's not just about giving you knowledge. It's about practical application. And it's called the African Mind Rewire. Because if you've been through Christianity at any point, you're going to need a rewire. At some point, your mind is going to have to be rewired. And I specifically talk about Christianity because that's what I've come through. That's my experience. And what I talk about on my channel is the experiences that I've had and other Christians like me have had. So a lot of you can connect with me because y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been through a lot of that stuff too. So I don't talk about Islam. I don't talk about Buddhism. I don't talk about Judaism. So none of the other isms or other religions. My focus is on the experience that we as Christians, and especially African American Christians, or I say the African diaspora of Christians have had, worldwide. So that's what this class is about. It's about helping you to get over the conditioning and programming that is really limiting programming and negative programming about yourself. So that's what the class is about. Now, if you do want more into the history of these ideas, then you can look at my courses. I have the African Spirituality Before Christianity, the Ultimate Guide. And even that course, it does have some history, but it's still about practical application. So it's about the stuff that we should have been learning in church as the spiritual science, but were not taught. So that's what these classes focus on. So some very, very, very deep and really helpful things. So what I'm trying to do is transform lives. I'm literally trying to say, hey, There's another way to think that our ancestors taught, another paradigm. So that's what what my classes and my courses are about. So if you're looking for history, maybe a little bit there, because you can't talk about the stuff without a historical context. But I'm not teaching. I'm not just giving you information. So it's deeper than that. And information, just gaining knowledge. And I know people pass that saying around: knowledge is power. That's complete bullshit to me. Knowledge is not power. Application of knowledge is power. Because I can read a book on investing in stocks, but if I can't apply it, the knowledge is no good. All you are is a library, and you got information stored, but you can't do anything with it. And I can say, especially here in the United States, as African Americans, in the last 50 years, we have not advanced one iota economically, not one. We own less property in this country now than we did 50 years ago as a people. And I'm betting around the world that in a lot of places it's the same thing. Okay. So we've gained a lot of knowledge. People have a lot of degrees, but if it's not moving our communities forward, making them self-sustaining business-wise, it's useless. It's useless knowledge. So please don't bring that knowledge is power to me and talk about that as something good. No. Is it better than ignorance? Sure. But just probably that much above it. Otherwise, it's useless knowledge. Okay. So yeah. So anyway, all right. Let's see. A lot of money in education, but no assets of power. There you go, R. Will. What's going on, brother? But that's exactly it. And that's, to me, the measure of us as a people moving forward. And I'm talking about worldwide, because worldwide, there's the African diaspora. There's over 400 million people that live in poverty. Wherever Christianity has gone, over 400 million people living in poverty. And if you cannot sustain yourself in some kind of way, you are not progressing. I'm sorry, I don't see. And I'll go back to the United States. During segregation, Black people were more economically viable than they are now. I don't measure progress as somebody saying, "Hey, I get to sit next to white people in their restaurants." That's not progress to me. Okay, and I'm not being racist and saying I dislike white people or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't see that as progress. So just because I can sit next to you and give you my money, make you rich, and then my people in my community have no viable way. They have no businesses, no restaurants, no hotels, no nothing. That's not progress. So quit playing. Quit playing. Quit telling me knowledge is power. It's bullshit. Complete bullshit. I've been around for a long time, and people have been saying that since the 80s. 70s and 80s. I've been hearing that. And there has been no economic progress. So stop it. Stop it. Okay. Let's see. No, I know somebody, and love JJ, just some people, I speak honestly. And I say I welcome all people into this knowledge, but you're going to hear my experience. And my experience as a Black person, there has been racism in my experience simply because I'm Black. And in those instances where I've dealt with that, I'm going to talk about it because it's something that we all have to work through, Black people and white people. And if you don't work through it honestly, again, it's just complete bullshit. So don't come to me and expect me to tamp down who I am so I don't offend you. Fuck that. I mean, excuse me. No, don't excuse me. Fuck that. I'm not going to stop being who I am to make you comfortable. I don't care who you are. So let's see. All right. Group economics is progress. Everyone practices it but us. And Shantae, on a lot of level, yes, you are absolutely right. Now, is there some issues because that has happened? Is there things that have happened in around the world in this country? White supremacy and racism has been real. And that has been something that has kept Black people from progressing in a lot of instances. But also, we have looked at a lot of ways we have been looked at ourselves as victims. And a victim cannot progress. A victim can only hope that the victimizer or can only hope that the victimizer can change. Okay, so if you don't have some power and belief in yourself, I don't care what people put in front of you. They can give you $1 million, but it'll be gone in no amount of time. I remember reading, and I think it was an autobiography of Malcolm X, and it was a joke that Malcolm X told in the book. And you had a Black man, white man, and a Jewish man. And the Black man got $1 million or something, and they all got something that they could give of value or have a value. And then the black man went off along his way, and then the Jewish man asked for something. He asked like for jewelry or something like that. And the person that gave the gifts, the Jewish man said, or he asked the Jewish man, "Why do you want jewelry?" And then he says, "Well, give me the jewelry and give me the number of that Black man that just left." In other words, give me the number so I can go and sell it to him, and then I can go and get the money. You know, and that to me, that is like, you know, it's a terrible joke, but there is some truth to it, you know, and that's like, that's sad to me, and that's where, to me, we got to change a lot of things. We got to rewire our minds to basically be more entrepreneurial. And there is no way you're going to be an entrepreneur if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't get the knowledge where you can learn and apply. And in a lot of instances in our communities, and I made a video about this, is why don't Black people advance economically? And it's because a lot of times we live in a country that every Sunday we go to church and we argue for our deficiencies. Oh, I'm nothing without God. I'm a filthy rag. You know, these kind of things that basically tell you that you're no good. You know, and then just as a whole, Christianity talks about I'm a born sinner and I'm wicked. I was born in iniquity. You know, these kind of things are negative programming. And until we get away from that negative programming, there is no way in hell we can build our own communities, because our communities are going to reflect who we are from within. If you feel like you're broken from within, then guess what your communities are going to reflect? Brokenness. And if you look around our communities, and again, I use the United States because that's where I live and where I've been. But how many Black communities do we that are in the United States that are self-sustaining, that has doctor's offices, that has grocery stores, that has hotels, that has all these things, that are economically keep the money circulating economically within the community. The reason, and a big reason why we don't have those, is because people don't have the confidence to even step out and start a business. And even if you do go out and start a business, if you believe that something is wrong with you, that you are defective, when that business goes bad during the difficult times, guess what you're going to think? It ends up being confirmation of your brokenness rather than a lesson that you have to learn. So that to me is the difference in a lot of times where we've been taught to think of ourselves as broken, lacking, defective, all those things, and Christianity and religion throws on top of all of that. So to me, again, we have to rewire our minds. And if we don't rewire our minds, knowledge is not enough. Sorry. So no. Don Davis gave $49.99. Thank you, Don Davis. I definitely much appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Ronald and David Gregory said, we need a new religion because this ain't working for us. I told him about the African spiritualities. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, again, it's just it's not to me a new religion, because religion is like putting you the religion that we have now, it's like putting you in a box that you have to think this way, you have to believe this way, or you can't even be part of the religion. So man, that's it's horrible. It's, we are, yep, agreed. Venus Black Original Sin says we are flawed from jump. You know that as soon as we're born, we're already sinful. How crazy is that? You haven't even gotten to the earth. You ain't did nothing. You ain't smoked a joint, drank some liquor, nothing. You already a sinner, man. That's hellacious. At least let me get a drink. Something, you know. And Ed Saxon, $10. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Reginald's going to hell tonight. Yeah, hey, I'm going to hell in every religion, Ed. So might as well. But you know what? Before I get there, I'm damn sure going to enjoy myself. If I'm going to go for a good reason. Oh man. So no, sir. Just finished the Nile Valley book by Mr. Browder. Your reading list is incredible. Thanks, teacher. Hey, you bet, brother. You bet. So Ed is in the class. So he's talking about I give people a reading list and a number of books and movies and stuff that really expand you consciously. So so that's part of what I do in the class. So definitely. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie. I'm guilty of buying jewelry from department stores where the ticket price is high and the current clearance price is low. I view it as plus equity for insurance purposes. I ain't mad at you, Zine Harmony. Let's see. That's Zareen Harmony. She buys jewelry for her insurance equity. I ain't mad at you. I hadn't heard that one. That's a new one. That's a new one. Let's see. And let's see. The definition of religion is to tie. Yeah, to bind or tie. Yes, sure, Rogers, definitely. So that's what it means. Let's see. Drink some alkaline water. Keep your body alkaline. Yep. Drink some alkaline water. Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that one. Let's see. Guess I'm going to hell. Hey, like I said, let's see. X Jaberon, or let's see. I call him JX Cervix. Man, see, y'all get these hard names. I can't say them. My tongue be all tied up. So, but yeah, man. I mean, ain't no hell, but you know, what the fuck? I mean, excuse me. What the hell? And, Julie says she's going down with gasoline draws and partying. I heard that. I heard that. Gasoline draws and partying. For real. Doing it up. For real, for real. So, yes, sir. Kimmy St. Clair, how's it going? Hadn't seen you. Hadn't seen you the last 2 times. Good to see you. Let's see. See, these fancy. I know, Love JJ, these fancy names, man. Y'all got to come back with some easy stuff. Y'all know my eyes is bad anyway. Well, no, they ain't bad, but you know, kind of. Let's see. And I heart you. What's going on? You made it. You made it. Let's see. Rhonda says you on 1-2 note teacher. Hey, you know what can I say? What can I say? Let's see. Q&A. Let's see. You ever do any Q&A live, brother? Cali Money, that's actually what this is. So y'all got some questions, ask. Otherwise, I can just filibuster and talk. So I can get to flapping my gums and, man, no questions get answered. Let's see. Yeah, get some names like Kunta Kinte and Shaba Ranks. That's what I'm talking about. Some of them good African names. No, them ain't no African names. Quit that. But at least I can pronounce those. Jeez. Let's tell us lies. Let's see. Empathic Starseed, you have to understand. So when Empathic Starseed said, why do they do this to us? Why do they tell us lies? That's part of the game that we're in as souls having a human experience. Okay? Part of the game is that we forget how powerful that we are. But in order to realize that power, we have to be given instances where we first believe that we're weak or victims, and then we learn to overcome it. That's how we gain our wisdom. So that's why I say I don't get mad at white people for doing what they do. I understand that it's my job to overcome it. That they're put in place, or the game that they are playing is to basically make us learn to love who we are and to gain wisdom. Okay? So yes, we can be told lies, but it's up to us to basically break free of it, because a lot of times, especially as Christians, we don't break free from as Christians because most of the time we're afraid. And we've been told to be afraid of going to hell and all of this stuff. So that's why a lot of people, it's not even a rational, how can I say, it's an irrational fear that keeps people locked into religion and Christianity. And we want to approach rational manner and say, hey, this is not true, this is not true, this is not true. They don't care because it's something irrational, it's emotional. Okay? And you might as well be speaking a whole nother language to try and tell a Christian, until a Christian is ready to look and ready to search. I don't care what you say, the rational ideas are not going to resonate with them at all. But bottom line is, we are in the dance of souls, white people, black people, all races. We all are teaching each other on some level. Okay, white people are having to learn compassion. Okay, that's one of their lessons on a whole. But we're all in this dance, and as long as we believe we're victims, we can't elevate. Okay. Let's see. Can you explain the correlation between the Kabbalion and the Book of Going Forth by Day? There is none. So the Kabbalion is more about the universal laws, and the Book of Going Forth by Day, or the Book of the Dead, as most people know it, that's more of just like I want to call them like excerpts of different Kemetic teachings. But the Kabbalion teaches more about the universal laws. Okay, so there's not. I guess in that sense, it's about the origin of it is from ancient Kemet, but that's about it. Okay. Let's see. Terry Beverly, thank you for that $15. Says you are the tops. I definitely appreciate it. And let's see. And that was I Heart You gave $14.99. Thank you very much, I Heart You. And Zareen Harmony gave $9.99. Thank you, Zareen Harmony. Definitely appreciate it. And Beauty Jite gave $9.99. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing, amazing, and awesome. So thank you so much for that. Most definitely. Let's see. All right, I'm looking for questions here, guys. For full-fledged war to maintain the power structure, the scientists and people use food, religion, and even relationships to conquer us. Yeah, and you can look at it that way, Zareen Harmony, for sure. But this is the deal: we have the power to change it, but we won't ever recognize that if we keep focused on the things that they're doing. We got to focus on the things that we want to do and the things that we want to accomplish. That's the secret. Okay, that's the secret. So Von Blaze, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing, brother? I like that name. Von Blaze that sounds like a superhero name, don't it? Von Blaze. Let's see. I always wondered what it means when the church is performing an exorcism. What exactly is going on in that process? Great question. So you got to understand, in this instance, the church is performing an exorcism based on the idea that there is good and that there is evil. And to them, they're exorcising demons out of the person that is supposedly possessed. But the whole reason that there is even evil and demons is because they're the ones who created the whole freaking idea. From Jump Street, if you understand, if you who was it said? I think it was somebody said earlier that we're born from sin from Jump Street. Okay, understand that if you have a thought process that you're automatically sinful at birth, and you're automatically guilty no matter what you have done or haven't done. How do you reconcile yourself, or how do you reconcile your being or who you're being if you do something negative or you do something that is, quote, sinful, and you don't want to take responsibility for it? Guess what? The devil made me do it. Oh, it was those demons that jumped in me. That just, oh, preacher, can you please get rid of these demons? So it's a whole system that they've created to absolve themselves of their own responsibility in their life. African spirituality doesn't have anything like that. African spirituality does not teach devils and demons and stuff like that. Now, I know a lot of Africans are going to come to me and say, no, well, that's the ones who have been Europeanized that teach that crap. In the ancient African spiritual science, it's duality that we're talking about. Because duality means that you have two different poles, or you might have an a polarized experience, but it's the same thing, just different degrees. That's on that spectrum. Okay, so what we call good and evil is just the opposites. That's where the Africans looked at it. It was just opposites. But if you believe yourself to be born evil, then you have to be able to absolve yourself of responsibility for your actions in some kind of way. That's how we get devils and demons. Okay? And if you think devils and demons, you create those in your mind and in your heart, then it's a reality for you. And I know many people will swear by devils and demons, but there are many people that have never experienced it because that's not their thought process. Okay, so I had somebody say that. I heard somebody say that you basically, now I just lost my thought. Dang it! I hate it when that happens. Anisha, that the Magneto experience, that's for class, so we can talk about that Saturday, Anisha. So we'll talk about that Saturday. So we're having the virtual Zoom meeting Saturday. So that's something for class. Let's see. Stephen said we're told to fear God, but the list in the Bible is the fearful for those who are going to hell. That's a contradiction. Yeah. So there's a lot of contradictions there for sure. Let's see. Kemetic Wealth said, can you explain noon or medu netra? So those are two different things. What's up, brother? So Kemetic Wealth says this brother. Y'all don't know this brother here, Kemetic Wealth. This is a sharp young brother. Got a lot of good business ideas. But anyway, so noon is a theoretical construct in the ancient Kemetic idea. It's their idea of what eternity might have been like before there was ever a universe. So it's their theoretical idea. That's what the noon is. So inside the noon, that's where everything came from. Okay? Excuse me. So that's where the universe sprang from. So it is a feminine aspect because it is like the womb. It was dark. It was watery. It was the watery chaos. So when I've heard people say the black woman is God, which I understand what they're saying, that the noon is a feminine aspect, but that's only an anthropomorphic rendering of that idea, meaning that they use the womb to mimic or think about what the universe might have been like before there was a birth. Okay, so that's what that comes from. And the medu neter is just another name for the hieroglyphics. So the symbolic language that the Egyptians wrote a lot of their ideas in, which were a lot more expressive than our letters today. So our letters actually came from a lineage from the hieroglyphics, but they were basically picture words and idea words. So they weren't just like letters where we put a string of letters together and then it means something. Okay, so the Medu Neter was more expressing ideas where you actually you could read the idea, but there was a component of it that was also symbolic. That it actually worked on both sides of your brain, and you were supposed to read that information in a way that it also invoked your intuition. So we think a lot of times that the Medu Neter, there's supposed to be one meaning. There's one symbolic meaning of a particular word or whatever, but that's usually not the case in African spirituality and the way that they put things together. There were more of like layers and levels of ideas that one symbol could represent, like the sun. Okay, the sun could represent fire. It could represent light. It could represent enlightenment. Okay, so many different layers of meaning for a lot of those symbols. Let's see. Taylor Dunn says, "How do we make our soul's heart light as a feather in the ancient Egyptian justice system with Ma, Anubis, Amit?" So, okay, you're talking about the weighing of the heart. I actually wrote something in my in the forum today for my class about the heart. But it's actually symbolically we're talking about the light of the heart is living lighthearted. So enjoying yourself. So that's how you make your heart as light as a feather. As you're living life, you are enjoying life and doing those things that bring joy to you. So it's really that simple, you know. So just living lighthearted, laughing, enjoying life, taking a drink every now and then, you know, just pouring some out for your homies, you know. I mean, make it happen. Smoking a little marijuana. Now I don't smoke because I used to deal with asthma, but I've heard that marijuana can actually help you with asthma. So maybe I might need to smoke some. I don't know, but anyway. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yeah, if I miss a question, guys, please ask. Please ask again. Ariel Owens, thank you for that $25 gift. Most definitely appreciate it. And Flint City Claus, thank you for that $10 gift. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. It never made sense to me. Human free will. Yeah, Carbon Campaign. Humans have free will, so it's like the Christians say humans have free will, but if you do that, God's gonna punish you and send you to hell. What kind of free will is that? Like, oh, you got free will, but if you do this, I'm gonna whoop your ass forever, forever, ever. That's a mighty long time. Oh, y'all know I'm old, but anyway. Let's see. Polarity is the same thing as yin and yang. Yes, yin and yang. So polarity is the same thing. And if you, Dulce Maria, if you look at the symbol for yin and yang, which is the circle, and then the white, and then the black inside the circle, that's actually supposed to be symbolic of energy that's forever moving. And if you notice in that circle, the white has a black dot in it, and the black has a white dot in it. And that simply means that there is no totality of one end of it or the other. That if you are in the black part, the unknown part, you can find your way to the light through that little white speck. And if you're in the white part, the light, then you can find your way to the dark. So it's is forever moving, and that's, you just imagine in that circle that the energy is moving around in there. So that's one way you can look at that. Let's see meditation. So our remind says meditation is setting of mind. Do the affirmations help you do this? I heart you. So she was asking I heart you a question. So okay, why you say the Bible is non-historical? Because it's not. It's not. It never was meant to be historical. So it's not a historical document. Never have been. Let's see. Can you explain how entrepreneurship is spiritual? Renee Colgate, that's a good question. Everything is spiritual. Baking some cookies is spiritual because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that's where Christianity wants to separate things into secular and spiritual. The ancient Africans didn't, they separated nothing like that, because out of the metaphysical world, out of our world came out of the metaphysical world. So there was the spiritual world that produced our physical world. So there cannot be a separation. There's only different vibrations of different frequencies. That's all it is. But being an entrepreneur, the spiritual part of that is you are trying to develop something. You're trying to develop a business. And I don't care what you do. Anybody that's ever had a business and developed a business from scratch, you know a business is nothing but it's a what do you call it? A personal development plan attached to the business plan. Because as you grow, your business grows. If you don't grow, your business doesn't grow. Okay, so that's one way entrepreneurship can be, as we call, spiritual. Because you're gonna go through ups and downs, you know. And if you're one of these people that believes something is that you're broken, something is wrong with you. I'm nothing without God. I can't do this without God. You believe stuff like that. When something goes wrong with the business, guess what? Your first thought is man, is God punishing me? Or the downswing in the business becomes confirmation of your lack or your brokenness rather than a lesson that you're supposed to learn from. Okay, so in that sense, entrepreneurship is one of the biggest lessons to me that you can learn lessons from that are like a lifetime lessons. You know. Let's see. Are Satan and Santa Claus in the same one and the same? Venus Black. Now, I've never. I wouldn't say that because Satan is actually comes from the idea of Set, which is opposition. So the original name for Satan actually meant adversary. So which is somebody that is opposite you, that is adversarial towards you. Okay. So Santa Claus, I mean, say that it represents Satan, but I don't see how they get that. And etymologically, they're not linked in that way. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. When we accomplish what we came to do and learn, what happens to our souls? So Michanella Anderson Eugenio just asked that, and that's a very good question. So this might take a little bit of expansion, okay, the consciousness and thinking. But Earth is not the only place that you can incarnate on, or Earth is not the only place where consciousness has a playground, okay? So if and when you finish your incarnational cycle here on Earth, then there are more levels and different games that you can incarnate with elsewhere in the universe, okay? So there are other beings in the universe that are in different dimensions, okay? They literally, I've heard where you can like go to other planets in our solar system, and we would think that there's nothing on that planet because it's empty. But in actuality, there is life there, just in another dimension. There is life that is literally concurrent with us here on this earth, that is in other dimensions, and is only separated by a veil. Now we can connect with those veils intuitively and consciously. We can tap into that. Again, that's part of what the spiritual journey is about, is learning these things. Okay? So it's not just about what we do here on earth. It's about connecting to other aspects in the universe. Because really and truly, there's only one source of all things. And we're just different aspects of that source expressing itself in a different way. That's all it is. Okay. But we have the ability to connect to anything and everything in the universe. However, if you don't resonate or vibrate on a certain frequency, there's information that is shut off from you that you'll never access because you're not on that frequency. You're not able to connect to it. The universe is organized by sound or frequency and vibration. In the beginning was the word. Okay? The word for ancient Africans was a euphemism or symbolic of vibration on one level. Okay? The word meant, because what does the word have to, what do you have, what does your vocal cords have to do in order to express a word? they have to vibrate. Okay. So the universe, in the beginning, the universe was vibration. Everything that is organized in the universe is organized by vibration or frequency. And if you are not able to rise to that frequency or attain that frequency, then you'll never be able to access certain information. Okay. So Renee Johnson, thank you very much. So super excited. Just joined the African Mind Rewire class. Woohoo! All right. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Renee. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. All right. Let's see. Okay. So I hope that, Missionella, I hope that answers your question. So I know sometimes I can get a little bit long-winded. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm looking here, guys. Let's see. JJ says that eternal ass whooping is kind of kinky. See that, Love JJ? That probably would be kind of kinky, wouldn't it? Can you imagine the universe having like on a dominatrix universe? Oh, stop it. Let's see. That free will and wisdom used to confuse me too. I know, iHeart you. It's crazy. Let's see. How do you get over grieving with someone? That's a hard question, Rhonda, because everybody handles it a different way. And I think that a lot of times the reason people grieve is because they think they're not sure where their loved one is going. If you're coming from a Christian background, did they go to hell or did they not? You know, what happened to them? Now they're gone. And I do understand that we miss those people, you know. But a lot of times what happens is we got to know that those people, they've moved on. So when they go, they finish what they needed to in this life. Okay. Or they've gotten what they needed to get from this life. And they're moving on to incarnate again in another life or somewhere else. But their energy, their consciousness always exists. It never goes away, ever. Let's see. CMAX73, thank you for that $5 gift. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Alpha Film says, love JJ, you too funny. This is the first time on a live stream, and this is such funny, warm thank you. I'm feeling the love from the Soul family in the States, and much love from London. All right, Alpha Film, definitely glad to have you here. Hey, and this, guys, I like to laugh. I mean, I might not look like it, but I do. You know, I enjoy laughter, raises our vibration. So that's why I like to have fun while I'm here in these lives. Man, just we can laugh, have fun, crack jokes. So it's all good. Let's see. Love that Jay said, I don't mind being a freak. I'm gonna claim it. Okay, I ain't mad at you. Freakazoid. Let's see. Now he touching on it. I wasn't touching on nothing, I will. I promised. Let me stop. I wasn't touching nothing. Okay, let's see. All right, that's just a tone for sure. Let's see, hold up, brother. I heard it said that the so-called white man was birthed on the planet when he became spiritually sick. They were like a virus to us. Is that something you've heard of? Rodney, see, I've heard those kind of things, but it's like all it is just racism in reverse when we start to look at things like that, you know? Because white people, when they needed to justify our enslavement, they said things about us that were negative to justify it. So when we get into this racism stuff, because racism, I'm gonna tell you something. Guys, there's gonna be something happening where we're gonna have to all recognize that we are the human race, because there might be different races that are getting ready to contact us and get here to this planet. What are we gonna do then? Oh, that's a white dude over there. Yeah, go get him. You know? No, they're gonna come after everybody. You know? So, and I just said that in a fearful way, but we're looking at that in a negative way. But we're going to be visited by other races and other planets, you know, and it's not necessarily going to be negative. So I don't even want to go there with that. But I honestly get tired of the race stuff. I get, because we focus on them. And really, I'm going to tell you what that's about. Because ultimately, as Black people, we still are conditioned by white Jesus. Jesus is a savior. We mad at white Jesus because he hadn't came and saved us. You know? And then the reason why we focus on white people is because we're mad at them for not saving us. Because we feel ultimately that we're powerless. And until they fix themselves, then we can't fix anything in our world because they're that powerful. Because in reality, we look at them as our gods. That's why we focus and want them to change so much. When in a lot of instances, we need to think differently and we need to change. We're not victims, we're gods and goddesses. And if we're gods and goddesses, then damn it, we need to create something different. And if you don't know how to do that, then you damn well need to learn. Plain and simple. And quit blaming and pointing fingers. And it happens on both sides. But quit blaming and pointing fingers and figure out what it is that we're supposed to learn to uplift ourselves in our consciousness. For real. That's what it's about. Let's see. Christopher Coleman asked, what books can you recommend? There are so many of them out there, but one of the reasons I ended up creating my class because there was nothing for beginners to learn this stuff. So I had to interpret the ideas and then put them in an easily digestible format. So there's a lot of books that I've read. Sacred Science is one, but that's a hella hard read. That book, all of this stuff is really good, but it's really hard to read. And if you watch my videos, I put a lot of those books and those quotes and stuff in the video. So, and then also in the video descriptions, I put most of the books that I use in my videos. I put links to those in the description. Now there are affiliate links. So I'd appreciate it if you buy, support the channel. But I give you the links to those books. So if you want to find them or get them, you can. Okay. So I don't try to hide any of that. But then I also know too that that they are very hard reads a lot of times. So I try to simplify it. There's a lot of this, and that's just my gift. Let's see. Experience the same things because we share the same energy forces. Its reality is interesting. Let's see. Mind during the human experience, and once you do reincarnate again, will you remember the process of the soul? So Von Blaze asks, when the soul becomes enlightened and reincarnates, does it remember? Not all the time. So you have the ability to do it, but part of the game that we incarnated here on Earth is when we do incarnate, we forget. But the whole part of the game is that you raise your level of consciousness to remember at some point. So you have the ability to remember, okay? But the reason why a lot of us can't is that we literally do connect to our past lives and things, but we don't know and we don't trust it because we've been told that the imagination is not real. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the imagination is literally the kingdom of God. And the only way you can reach that kingdom is from within. The Bible says that in the King James Version. Luke chapter 17, verse 20 and 21. Look it up. The only way you can reach the kingdom of God is from within. The imagination is not hallucinations. It is previews of different dimensions, of different aspects of you, of different possibilities of you, of different possibilities of other beings, of different possibilities of other times. You literally are tapping into those through your imagination. But we've been taught that it's not real. It's real. It's not physical. We can't necessarily touch everything. But your inner experience is the most real experience that you'll ever have. Your inner experience is what's real. This outside world is the illusion, or as people say today, the matrix. It's literally the illusion that's your inner world being reflected back to you. Does fear cause bad things to happen? So Jessica Angel Feathers asked that. Fear does not necessarily cause bad things to happen, but if you're on that vibration and of fear, and you are projecting something fearfully into the universe, then you're putting yourself in a bright vibrational match to have that whatever that you're fearing attract to you. Okay, you're setting the environment for that attraction. That's what you're essentially doing. Okay, so understand all fear is, because you got to think about the idea of faith is the idea that you have a belief in things unseen that have not occurred yet. Okay, but that's on the positive or the negative. All fear is that you believe and have more faith in what's fearful than what you do that's positive. That's all fear is. And as for the African diaspora, we put more faith in the fear than we do in the possibility that things can happen and be better. Okay, that's humanity on a whole. We live and connect in fear. If you think about it, when you if there's a story on the news on TV, you turn on the TV and there's a story. Which one do you gravitate towards, and which one do you get hooked on? The one that has fear, or the one that's saying something positive, which is usually not very often. But the whole reason the news is always going to spread the fear to you, because they know that that's what people are more attracted to. But fear is just more faith in the negative. That's all fear is. Just a simplified way to look at that. But it's coming from a Christian background, but not going to believe. See, Don Davis said, I know that I was sent here to teach, but it's hard coming from a Christian background. They're not going to believe. So Don Davis said, I understand you completely. Would you believe you're probably not here to teach Christians? I'm not here to teach Christians. I don't want to teach Christians if they don't want this knowledge. My information is for those who are looking for this knowledge. And I'm saying to you, hey, here is something for you that you can learn from. But I'm not trying to change Christians' minds. I'm not trying, because ultimately the journey is not about Christians and changing them. It's about changing me. It's about you changing you. Okay? So don't try to change Christians' minds. Work on you. Okay? So most definitely, Dulce Maria, thank you. Blue Sky, $10, thank you. And Dulce Maria gave $4.99. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Mission is here on Healing Magic. Taylor Dunn says, what information is on here on Healing Magic, Hecka Magic, Holy Magic? I don't really get into those things. Taylor Dunn, what I do is I'm building a bridge from Christianity, the religious dogmatic ideas, to the more spiritual African ideas. So I don't get into Hecka magic and stuff like that. So that's not my interest. My interest is more in how can I help my people elevate and advance. And you can't do that from living and believing that something is wrong with you. And we have that pounded into us on so many levels, from society to religion to the school system, all of that. So that's where my passion lies, is being that bridge for anybody that wants to come and think in a different paradigm that's more empowering, which is the African paradigm. So that's what I do. Let's see. Going. Let's see. Okay. Don't get started on. Don't get Love JJ says, don't get me started on the school system. I hear you. I taught in it for 10 years. Woo! Glad I'm out of it. Bible for affirmations. See, Dulce Maria says, do you still use the Bible for affirmations and confessions? What would you be confessing? Who would you be confessing to? And why would you need to confess? So So I do look at the Bible from a perspective of the esoteric knowledge that's there, Dulce Maria, esoteric knowledge within the Bible that's underneath the scriptures, okay? But I don't look at it as far as confessing your sins and stuff like that. That's religious BS, okay? So no, I don't use the Bible in that way. Definitely not. Most definitely not. Refi Free Kids, thank you for that $10 gift. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. And let's see. Right. So confession. Well, see, to me, those confession is saying that I've done something bad that somebody's going to judge me on. That's what a confession is. But an affirmation is more you affirming yourself in a positive way. So I am is more, that is an affirmation, but it's like you state after I am means that that's what you believe yourself to be, which is a very positive, can be a very positive and powerful affirmation in a sense. But a confession, that's just something different for me. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I don't use the Bible for that. So I use the Bible to confirm some ancient ideas because those ideas are in the Bible. But as far as but that's the esoteric knowledge. But the exoteric way that we've been taught renders the Bible useless because they want to tell us that it's history, and it's not. It's not analogies, but allegories. It's mythology, but it's not history. Never was, and never was meant to be. Let's see. What would you suggest to do to spark someone's imagination? Just use it. So anything can spark your imagination. So just use it. So if you're trying to create something, like if you want to, one of the things that if you're trying to create, you literally start to picture yourself in that scenario, whatever that might be. If it's a new car, let's just say you wanted a new car. You start to put in your imagination the idea of your new car, what it looks like. Okay. Once you do that, that's telling you that that new car is there, but you have to reach the vibration in order to bring that into your reality. Okay. So, but that's just a short version of it. But your imagination is very powerful. If you couldn't see it, it's not possible. If you can't imagine it, it's not possible. But anything that you can imagine is possible, be that negative or positive. Let's see. Is Warren White says, is Freemasonry connected to Kemetic spirituality? Yes, but only in the sense that the knowledge that Freemasons talk about comes from ancient Egypt. So the Bible, if you really decode the Bible and esoteric knowledge, you'll know a lot of the Freemason stuff. So I was in Freemason for a little bit. They kicked me out because I asked too many questions. Like, man, how you get kicked out of Freemasons? Damn, I'm just lucky. I don't know. Trill Pierce said, can you please explain soulmate and Kemetic science? So our idea of a soulmate is that it's only a love connection. That is somebody that we're supposedly the only human being that we can connect with on earth. But in reality, a soulmate is somebody that is really part of our soul pod. So we can have a pod of like 15 people or 15 souls that we're part of. And any of those can be, because we're all on the same level that we move through our incarnations, any of them can be soulmates. So you can have more than one soulmate. But as a partner, that's a limited way of thinking of a soulmate. Let's see. From the Bible come. See, Chris Jones said, did the knowledge from the Bible come from the Gnostics? Yes. And the knowledge from the Gnostics came from ancient Egypt. So ancient Egypt taught. But they actually did something, Chris, that they weren't supposed to. and that was that they wrote the knowledge down in these so-called books or scrolls. And a lot of this ancient knowledge in the Egyptian mystery system was never supposed to be written down, so it was passed along orally. So when they wrote it down, they actually broke the tradition. But they didn't write it down in plain language that people would just read and go, "Oh, that's what that means." No, they put it in secret coded language. That's why I say a lot of the knowledge is esoteric. So now, and I speak about a lot of that on a lot of my videos. See, core is hell, but they don't tell you that it's who. See, Earth core is hell. Yeah, I don't think that I don't believe that, but you know, it is what it is. Kimmy says smash that like button. Yes, thank you, Kimmy. And those who remember this accent, naughty. Those who real says naughty. Love JJ. What love JJ doing something else again? Let's see. And let's see, Hindu. The Hindu. Soul sus. How did Hindu come about? I don't know. It's not something that I've studied. So I can tell you. I study Christianity and the connections, but I don't get into a lot of other stuff right now. It just doesn't interest me. So the things that interest me is what I put on my channel. And then that I think that would be interesting to others that have had my experience. Applying the truth is to be Christians. Let's see. Michelle Anderson, Eugenio, says, when transitioning from Christianity to knowing, applying the truth, is it a residual consequence that you don't want to be around Christians, especially if that's the only kind of person you know? I would think that on some level, I would understand the truth behind that. But it's like you are on a different level and you're thinking about things a different way, and you just no longer have anything in common, or you don't have as much in common as a way of thinking with Christians. Excuse me. So what do you talk about? What do you do? If your friends are Christian, if they find out that you're not, they're going to be trying to, bring you back to God and hope you go back to Jesus. And you're like, I don't want to go there. So you just have to love them where they are, because I know in a lot of instances Christians can be arrogant in their ignorance, and they think that they have the answers, but a lot of times it's only the answers they've accepted and been given. So yeah, I get that about soul ties when you have sex with someone. So Jessica says, what about soul ties when you have sex with someone? That is very, very possible, because you are intermingling your energy centers. So you can, but the thing is you can cleanse your energies. You can cleanse your energy through smudging. So it's not like you don't have to be tied forever to when you have sex with somebody, but you got to know what you can do, and you can cleanse your energy centers. Let's see. Where do we go after death? We reincarnate again, black man. So we have a life review, and then we'll reincarnate again somewhere else. Let's see. Just see, this ain't white. Let's see. No, Jesus ain't white. Jesus didn't even live. Never existed. He ain't black either. Let's see. One of my Christian friends. Let's see. And Kimmy says, one of my Christian friends invited me to church after finding out I no longer believe in Jesus. Yeah. It's like you wake up, and then Kimmy, you find out that, you don't believe in Jesus anymore. They find out and they'll go like, no, but you got to believe. And you know what, Kimmy? It's really not about you. It's about them now being challenged. And they want you to be tamped back down into that box that they in. And they can't live, or they can't imagine that, you can be out of that box and they'd be okay too. And part of it is too, is that they really feel like they're saving your soul if they get you back to Jesus. But once you get out of that box, you can't climb back in. It just doesn't happen. Let's see. Love JJ, damn. Love JJ says, I hope I don't have to dress up during my review. I hate ties. I will be damned. Oh, God, help me. Help me. Help me, Jesus. Oh. Because watching play says how I know Jesus never existed because I study it. That's what I study, bro. So I just he never existed. So somebody that's in that world, I know that just sounds like the craziest thing, but it's the truth. Why a life review? This was my experience. That's like the foolish book of life here about Christianity. Yep, but it's real. It's part. Kemet and his soul, how was it used? Yes, yoga is from Kemet, Pearl Henry, absolutely. Hinduism, Buddhism, all of those things they have roots in Kemet. But I can't tell you. A good person that you can check out is Dr. Muata Ashby. So he's written books on Kemetic yoga that are really good. So Muata Ashby will be a good person, Pearl Henry, if that's something you want to look into. As a matter of fact, guys, I got my books all around here, but I thought I had one of them over here. But he's written books on that. So let's see, who's that? Chanel CA gave 549. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. And let's see, let's see. Watching play says sin is real, God is real. I didn't say God wasn't real. I just said Jesus wasn't. So you're assuming that I believe like you that Jesus is God. I don't believe that. So, you know, watching play. If I can't tell you that a spiritual war is not going on, then I don't want to try to tell you any different. That's what you believe. That's what you believe. I'm cool with that. I'm not trying to change your mind about anything. So this is for people who want more information about going into African spirituality and using spiritual science to help their lives. That's what this channel is about. I'm not here to debate and argue with people. So I don't care to. It's a waste of time. So if that's not for you, then this channel is just not for you, bro. So, you can do what you want to do. But you're welcome here, but I'm not going to argue with you. So not me. Let's see. Bacteria says, I want to know about the halls of Amenti. I can't tell you nothing about them. I haven't found any information about that. So and that's more than likely a metaphor. So the halls of Amenti is more than likely a metaphor. Yeah, let's see. So Rose says it's Kemetic yoga on YouTube. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. This is cool. Know about the hall. Let's see. Yeah, the idea of Christ is simply, it was originally taught that it was an aspect of us as humans, as souls having a human experience. But of course, the church changed that. Coach Jimmy Yah says, what are the Kemetic views on homosexuality? I don't know. But my views on it is it's their business. So they live the way that they want to live. One of the biggest things that really gets me about people is that they're so focused on how everybody else is living. And when this knowledge is about elevating you and your consciousness and not about making somebody else live the way you think that they should live. So, let's see. Billy Johnson says, Bible is truth. Yeah. Okay, guys, y'all, my my moderators, get your trigger finger ready. because we're going to have these Bible thumpers in here. Yeah, Billy Johnson, you about to go. So see you. Let's see here. You're welcome, Coach. You're welcome, Coach Jimmy. The spirit is not male, female. Let's see. What do you suggest to do as far as someone's imagination? Let's see. Renee Colgate, I had talked about that a little bit earlier. So what can you do to spark imagination? And so you can do, like I say, you can do a lot of different things. So just start imagining things. Think about, so it really, your imagination is really sparked by your desire. So that's where imagination comes from. So your Will gave 1144. Thank you. Says, thank you for your knowledge. I'm grateful. Thank you, R. Will. I definitely appreciate that gift. So, now, see, I'm not used. I don't want to use their words against them because I don't feel like arguing is a waste of time. We want to elevate. All arguing does and debating does is keep you in the same spot because nobody's mind is going to be changed. So why do it? What's the point? Except just ego gratification. That's all it is. So if you're here and you want to some different ideas about what it means to be spiritual, welcome. But if you're here to argue, this ain't the place because I'm not going to waste my time with you. So Coach Jimmy, y'all, thank you for that $10 gift. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. And let's see. Don't get frustrated, man. Have a Coke and a smile and shut up. Right, Sun King. Have a Coke and a smile and shut up. Learn something. You might learn something if you open your mind. Let's see. 169 watching, only 118 likes. What's up with that? What's up with that? Y'all get that like button going. All right. Let's see. Debate. Exactly, Indigo. Debating lowers your vibration. It does. It lowers your vibration. And I want high vibration, you know? Now I got you. I understand what you're saying, Bacteria, but I'm at a point where I just arguing is just a waste of time for me. I used to do it. I used to debate. I mean, I'm a Scorpio. Shit, we would drop at or debate at the drop of a hat. So if you look like you wanted to debate, I was there. But it got tiring. I just didn't want it anymore. So Jamila Peter say, I appreciate your knowledge and book advice. Oh, you're welcome, Jamila. Thank you very much. And thank you for that gift. So Jamila gave $14 and Pebbles gave $5. So thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. And does not look for arguments. Exactly, Pearl Henry. Positive energy does not look for arguments. It looks for peace. Exactly. And I'm not trying to give somebody the time to destroy my peace. Nope. Not gonna do it. Let's see. And Blue Sky says, I stay in the cool zone. Hot makes me sweat. Yeah, I don't mind sweating a little bit because I gotta get rid of some of these pounds. These COVID times, man. I was eating ice cream and pizza and all that just went. So I gotta sweat a little bit, but not from arguing. Nope. Go to the gym. Let's see. And just looking. I hear you. Kimmy's a fellow Scorpion. I hear you. Forget all of that arguing stuff. Let's see. Energy, no judgment, no guilt. All that bullshit anyway. Yep. So let's see. They argue because they're afraid. Yeah, will. And they're trying to convince themselves. That's why they argue. That's a lot of times where that's coming from. They want to convince themselves. Being a victim and need someone or something outside of the self to save them. They'll have something to also worship. Yep, I agree. The door trying to convert. Yep, I've experienced that too. Zareen Harmony. People come knocking. The Jehovah's Witnesses will come on my door and knock every now and then. And as soon as I say, I don't believe in Jesus, he never existed. they'd be like, okay, bye. See you later. So, Nayam, hello, how are you? Good to have you here. Honest your peace, exactly say. That's a mantra. Yep, absolutely. Like believing in the Bible. Sorry, was that too earlier? Since COVID is like believing in the Bible. I'm with you on that. So getting all wrapped up into the idea of getting sick and COVID disease. So, like, yeah. Did y'all see that well, no, I don't even want to get into that because I know that's gonna get something else going there, man. Let's see. My desire is financial freedom. Any ideas on what to imagine? Yeah, Renee. My that was my idea too before I achieved that. But so what would you want to do when you have that financial freedom? So imagine what you want. Like, do you want to travel somewhere? Imagine yourself in that country. So in other words, you don't imagine more money because money doesn't mean anything. Okay, money is just a medium of exchange. But if you imagine your freedom, what would that look like? And once you imagine that freedom and you're able to connect with that idea, then you will attract what you need on your ideas of how you want to achieve that freedom. Okay? So that's one way to do it. One way to do it. Let's see. R. Will says simple accountability. Truth makes you accountable, not a victim who needs to be saved from the outside. I agree with that. Oh, you're right on point, R. Will. Right on point. See, Renee Colgate says invite them to a block party. For real? Block party. Blocked. Bye. Yep. Yep. Okay, I'm just looking, guys. Says don't upset a Scorpio. Yeah, I got to where I don't try not to get upset because, man, people get hurt. So I don't do that anymore. I tried my best to, not to anyway. Let's see. Karen Morton finally made it to the live. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Says she loves the comment. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Who to stand on, looking to see if you can disrupt. Yep. A lot of times that's what they do, just looking to disrupt. I agree with that. Who's that? Abiyi Absco. Okay, I'm trying to pronounce that name. Let's see. Welcome, Karen Martin. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Do you open their minds to Kemeticism? No, they open their minds and Kemeticism can come in. Because I can go up there, knock, Kemeticism. They'd be like, I don't want that. So that's the way I look at it. Leaving. Isaac Blake says, did the ancient Africans believe in prayer? That is an excellent question. And not the way that we believe it today, Isaac. So I actually did a video on that'll help you with that. It's called If I Don't Believe in Jesus, Who Do I Pray To? But I talk about the ancient African way of prayer. And we think prayer is you basically put your hands together and then you say a few words and then you're praying. But that's not the ancient African way of praying. There is a much more evolved and elevated idea of what prayer is. That is something that is life-changing, that literally puts you in a state of living in a certain way, thinking a different way in a certain way that's more empowering. That's the ancient African idea of prayer. It's not something you just do on Sundays or when your bill is due and you go, oh God, please send me some money. It's too late. So, that ain't praying. That's you don't understand the laws of the universe if you're waiting till when you broke and then you're saying, God, send me money. It doesn't work that way. You got to understand prime to pump. Karen Morton, thank you for that $20. She says, you're amazing. I really appreciate that. You're very kind. So thank you very much. Let's see. I'm new, been out of Christianity, but struggling with the divine one or all that is. Let's see. And that's Montique Harris says, I'm new and been out of Christianity, but struggling with that idea. And I would ask you if you're struggling, what exactly are you struggling with, Montique Harris? And can y'all moderators look for a question? So in case it gets past me. So her follow up question. So what do you mean? When you say Monte Harris that you struggle with it? What's your struggle? So clarify that for me a little bit. Let's see. Read kids. Are you on Facebook? Yeah, I am, but I don't really I don't use Facebook a whole lot. So I left there a long time ago. So Monte Carlo says she's just not sure what that is, but what that means. That's just simply another way of stating God or stating the all, or that it means that all that is all that is. In the Bible, they say it this exact same. They say it this way: I am that I am. All that is the same as I am that I am. It's the same thing, same concept. It's just a different way to say the same idea. So, in other words, I am that I am. When Moses asked God, "What do you call me?" or "What should I call you?" I am that I am simply means I'm everything. I'm anything you can touch and see. I'm a piece of paper. I'm a this is an aspect of the Creator. There is nothing that is in the universe that is not an aspect of all that is. That's what that means. Okay, so that's what that means. So everything, and the ancient Kemetic term was nuke, pook, nuke. I am that I am. Okay. Ella Film gave is that £3? Thank you very much. Alpha Film, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's see. Hey, question: does porn ruin your energy field or sex? Darren Coleman says, does porn ruin your energy field or sex? No, sex and man, an orgasm is one of the most powerful states of being or energy that you could ever be in. That's why we're drawn to it so much, because it's one of the most powerful levels that you can exist at vibrationally and on a frequency. You literally create from an orgasm. We think only in terms of creating children, but that energy can bring anything into manifestation. Anything. And we only think of sex in the terms of a physical copulation between a man and a woman, or two people. It's much bigger. Much bigger. Let's see. Okay, guys, it's getting close to the bottom of the hour. I'm going to cut off here at the bottom of the hour. So if you got another couple of questions, let's see. Uncle Life says, I'm on semen retention. Okay. And I've heard that's a very, very powerful practice. So definitely. Learn to separate orgasm from ejaculation because they're not the same. All right, our will. So our will says orgasm and ejaculation are not the same. I can agree with that. Definitely. Let's see. How do you manifest things by having an orgasm? So it's going into that imagination trail, going into the imagination. So that's some deep science there. Some people call it sex magic, but a lot of people, you say the word sex magic, they think of something negative. So I'm like, I can't even talk about it. But good grief, I do talk about it in my class though. Let's see. Dulce Maria, yes, it'll be on my Facebook. I'm not my Facebook, but it will be saved on my YouTube channel. So automatically, Dulce Maria. So yeah. I was wrong at first. I know I can do whatever I want. Yeah, Darian Coleman, you don't have any limitations. So I mean, only what you put on yourself. This life is meant to experience, and you experience in the way that you want to. When you experience something you don't want, that's a sign that something needs to change. So if something negative comes out of it, there's probably something that needs to change. But you experience what you want. So there's nobody to tell you. There's not this big white dude in the sky pulling all the strings saying, "Oh, you got free will," but oh, wait a minute, you fucked up. I'm sending you to hell. So, no, don't worry. Let's see. Can you expand on smudging a little in relation to sexual connections? Okay, Cheryl Celestine Foster asks, can you expand on smudging a little? And then this will be the last question. Okay. So understand that smoke itself is multidimensional. Okay. Your energy field is multidimensional. You literally exist in multi dimensions. So when you connect with people, I don't care who you are, where you are. When you're in close proximity to people, you can touch their energy fields and you can feel who they are, what they're about. If when you're tuned in. The same thing happens sexually, but you're in close proximity to somebody for a long period of time. Now, I know some of you women say the men ain't long enough. Oh, that Bennett man, that ain't that long. But anyway, but you're in close proximity to somebody for a long period of time, and you exchange your energy fields commingle. Okay, so you can exchange vibrational energy. You start to literally feel what that person is feeling. Okay, and if you're both on that sexual high, then you're both feeling good at that moment. But if that person basically uses sex as a how can I say this? They use sex as something for gratifying or to change their mood, or they just like a sex addict that just need it for some other reason than to enjoy themselves a lot of times. Then you can get an energetic hook with that person. That person brings their energy into you. So what smoke does, because it is multidimensional, you can use incense. You can use as the smoke. You want to use some incense aromatherapy type things that you can actually smudge sticks that are sage. Sage is probably one of the better ones that you can literally light a smudge stick, and you can literally smudge up an area, walk through it. And that'll help you clean your energy field. You got to set your intentions first. But you set your intentions that you want your energy field clean, and you can use the smudge stick or the sage to you can cleanse your apartment, your house. So sage literally clears the air. So different incense have different properties that you can use, and you can look those up on Google. Okay. So let's see here. Love JJ, damn. Love JJ says 1 minute man drip drop. Oh boy. Help me, Jesus. Oh, but anyway. All right. Let's see. Okay, guys. So yeah. So that's guys. I guess I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna shut it down. So you're welcome, Cheryl. I hope that helped. But I'm gonna shut it down. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. All you guys that gave the gifts, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much again. My moderators, Love JJ and Julie Arid Mahat. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys did an excellent job as always. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful night, and until next time. Okay.